the question is, how can we have these two theories? That something has to be wrong. And so, somewhere in their information, in cosmology and quantum physics, I think that there are a few things that are a little off, like elementary particles. The concept of an elementary particle doesn't really make sense to me. Do you guys know what elementary particle is?
Oh shit!
I got no clue, dude. Well, explain how it fits into your theory.
Awesome.
Or how do you understand it?
Well, I'm sorry, say that again?
Or how does it fit into your theory? Explain how you understand it.
Okay, fair enough. Elementary particles is a reference to the smallest that a small thing ever could be. So like an electron or a quark. And the observable universe is what the common theory is going off of, which is the Big Bang to the Kelvin zero, or to the absolute zero. And so what I'm saying is that that's just a glimpse that we're getting, and that the elementary particle isn't actually an elementary particle. There's much more going on that we can't really see. And that somehow, in this ever-expanding universe, that doesn't have an outside to it,
right,
somehow it contains itself, even though there is no outside to it. And I think we see this functioning in the observable universe, like in black holes, because there's a black hole at the center of every galaxy. And that black hole is also sort of a failure of math, failure of science, because of the singularity that we find in it. We don't fully understand how it works. Our math doesn't add up. It's too dense. So, but I think that process of doing what a black hole does, which is shrinking things down to the infinitesimal, unimaginable small, it also exists in a sort of harmony with the surrounding stars, like general proportion to the amount of stars and bodies around the galaxy and the black hole itself. And black holes also project pulsars across the universe, which is essentially like the primordial soup of everything that we know in matter.
Boys, this is so far above my pay grade. I got no fucking clue what's happening right now. My brain hurts.
It's good for you.
I'm lost.
It's good for it. It's working his mind.
No, you got nothing to do. It's me. It's not you. I'm so lost. I thought cosmology was makeup. I'm fucked. I don't know, boys.
No, on your point of black holes, though, I mean, black holes must have a purpose, or else they wouldn't be in the center of every galaxy. There must be something to them. Maybe we just don't really know yet, because there's so many theories about them. We don't really know what's inside. Where do they go? Do they have an exit point?
Well, we haven't had the chance to experiment really with them. Like this is observable. What's observable is what we're able to kind of see and compare when you find enough and you have enough. Like, we just don't have enough data yet.
No, that's what I mean.
It's just kind of like putting these things together. It's not necessarily that I think like quantum mechanics and theory of relativity have to work in isolation of each other. Like, they could potentially be connected. Like, there's nothing that's saying that they're not.
There's nothing to say that in another 200 years from now, we come up with something completely different, and those aren't even remotely correct. You know, even like a theory of like how gravity works is still like a working theory. We don't necessarily know exactly what force produces gravity. I think they're pretty. I mean, people have lots of theories. Yeah. There's probably some that look better than others. I haven't read up on it recently, but if you figure out like how that functions, like how that force functions, gravity, I mean, that could open up a whole bunch of new doors. And basically, like, if you can take the models of the like if you take the mathematical models and they fit certain events and the movements of celestial bodies and things like that, then it works. You know? Yeah. And I would say on your theory of like we keep saying the observable universe, like it's going outwards at ever increasing speeds. Who's to say there's just not infinite other ones also increasing outwards from their center point, and eventually maybe they collide, you know? that they collide and they they make a black hole, but the collision and that restarts, that sucks them back in, and it's just an ongoing, ever repeating, infinite cycle of the universe.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe we're all just what our known universe is, or galaxy is just an electron, and part of even our own universe, and it all just contains itself in that way. Who knows?
10 times zoomed out. 10 times zoomed out. 10 times zoomed out.
Or our entire universe is actually just a giant quantum computer. That's it.
We're a brain.
Just a microchip and a giant computer.
That's what I subscribe to.
Big circuit chip.
We're solving
We're,
a math
we're the
equation.
computers. Yeah, we're solving. No, we're producing the perfect answer to the final question,
Yeah.
or the final question to the final answer.
Love it.
It'd be the other way around.
Well,
42, buddy.
thanks for having
42.
me.
Hey, man, yeah, thanks for calling back and expounding on your theory. We appreciate it.
Yeah, feel free to come and expand Andrew's mind anytime.
Yeah,
Not a lot of space.
he's full.
If you're bored enough, maybe you'll listen to this episode again.
Awesome, man. Hey, we appreciate it.
I love all you guys. All right, peace out.
Bye.
Take care.
See you later, man. Take care.
Each of those words he's talking about are a full career worth of research.
Yeah. I just looked up quantum tunneling the other day. Like, I had to look that up.
There's so much crazy cool shit. It seems like science fiction, but people are actually studying it in the highest universities.
It's pretty neat.
Awesome. Let's bring another caller in. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
So, actually, long-time listener, long-time supporter.
Really?
Before you guys, you guys started in the first few episodes, actually.
Cheers.
Right on.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, so, from actually, Idaho.
From Idaho.
Idaho.
Yes, sir. Yeah, dude. So I had a good start for you guys, actually. UAPs.
UAPs, yeah.
Love them.
Yeah. So I was actually on in Oregon coast. That's back in August, actually. And long story behind it, but anyways. We were on the Oregon coast. I'm looking out next to the water and stuff, and there's a big orange light out there. I'm like, okay. I figured it was a balloon deal or something kind of crazy like that, but no. Looked out and there was nothing out there. Just a big orange light floating out in the middle of the ocean, basically.
Like how far off the water?
We're talking probably maybe 3 miles out.
Okay, so not too far. How high?
I mean,
Elevation-wise?
elevation-wise, we're talking maybe and actually that's kind of hard to judge. But it was probably 80 in there, I'd say.
80 feet?
Yeah, probably 80 feet in there.
Okay,
But it was definitely the coast.
gotcha.
Yeah, so it wasn't making any noise. It was just a bright orange light that was singing out there. It was pretty cool actually to see. But yeah, it was different to see out there actually.
So the orange, like a orb, circular, or did it have more of a shape?
Yeah, it was so here's the thing with it. It was circular, and it was just floating there. No noise, no nothing. It was just sitting there by itself. I think maybe it might have been an oil drill or something, because oil drills are sitting on the Oregon coast.
Right.
This thing, yeah, it was sitting out there like we're shipping drilling for oil, but again, it didn't make any noise, didn't have any noise or anything behind it. It was pretty wild.
A lot of those videos we've been watching lately have been a lot of orange balls just floating like that.
Glowing
It
orbs.
seems super familiar.
Again,
Yeah.
I checked my Google Maps, and I was like, oh, damn, it's kind of wild actually, because there's nothing out there. So why would that be there? Kind of weird, but the thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Did it seem to, was it just seem to float, or was it moving away or up or closer?
It was sitting there floating and stuff, and so I went back in. So we had a condo out there, so talked to my wife, so I was like, hey, so check out this orange ball, and she's like, oh, what's that? But then just take a look outside. She's like, oh, there's nothing out there. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, alrighty. I was like, yeah, it was there, but it's not there anymore. I went from Andrew. So, like, me and the mom was so there, man. Like, we don't like stuff like that.
Nope. Well, thank you.
I know doesn't like scary stuff. I don't either. I get nightmares whenever I like do scary stuff. You know, he's freaking paramedic. But yeah, that was a different experience for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sounds crazy.
What's your thought on it, or what's your thought on UAPs in general?
It was definitely UAP. It's gotta be underwater, especially on the Oregon coast, man. Like, there's so much water out there, and I mean, how are you gonna track it on the Oregon coast? You know?
So you think it could have been like transmedium? Yeah, go underwater.
It has to be transmedium because it has to move like the way that it moved so fast. Because like again, I was like, hey, like look at this thing, and then like it was something on. It's gotta be transmedium. And it's definitely pushing gravity out of its way.
Displacing gravity.
Gravity. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of cool. It kind of wasn't cool, actually. I don't like that thing at all. That was super experience.
No, man.
I've been on the lookout lots now because I you know, since we've been looking more and more into UFOs and doing reviews and whatnot, a lot of orange orbs seemingly seen, and the amount of times where I, you know, may have seen one in the past and have just passed it off as like, oh yeah, no big, didn't even think twice about it. I've been trying to get out and see them now. Now it's been overcast, you know, windy, basically the last month, so I haven't got a good opportunity to keep those eyes on the skies. But I'm hoping, you know, the weather starts to calm down so I can get back out there, because I'm on the West Coast too, right? So it's, you know, there's lots of those kind of sightings.
Yeah, it's the Idaho area, so like all we have there is like trees and
Trees and mountains.
stuff.
Yeah.
You guys get it?
Yeah, there's not a lot out there.
No, there's nothing out there. I mean, I got like, so we have Bigfoot and UFOs. That's basically all I have in Idaho.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, El Nasty. My bad. Let me rephrase that.
That's all good.
Oh yeah, guys.
Awesome, man. Thanks for the call.
You guys, been exploring for a big time, so yeah.
Hey, we appreciate it.
No, thank you guys, man. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna keep supporting you guys still. Just bring Sonny back, dude.
Well, we got that Braden back here.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of it.
Bring him back. Haven't asked.
We'll get Mr. Conspiracy back here for a power hour soon, hopefully.
The last one was the best power hour you guys have ever had.
I don't even remember it, so.
No, he talked about this. He went to China and he had it was some big chicken or whatever. And
yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I know the one.
Awesome.
Neither chicken or black powder was good. But yeah, he said, he's like, yeah, man, I shot it in there and it was not good. Anyways.
All right, man. Cheers, brother.
Big fan. Yeah, it's just, Andrew's kind of a pussy because I'm gonna kind of propose him as
He hates ghosts. There you go.
Cheers, buddy.
People in the chat are telling me I can't read. This guy's calling me a pussy.
All right, we gotta go. Moving on. Thanks.
No, I'm gonna fist fight him.
He's gonna fist fight you at some point.
No, I do the mongoose. I'm gonna fist fight that guy at some point.
All right, we'll set it up.
Yeah, we'll set it up, dude. Listen, the Mexican mongoose versus the Canadian mongoose. It'll work out.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Looking forward to it.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right,
Bye.
take it easy, guys.
Yeah. Speaking of El Nasty, I forgot to tell you guys, I listened to a podcast recently. I don't know why. There was something, and they were talking about Bigfoot, and they must listen to our show because they made the joke about You know, some people even call it El Nasty. Didn't reference our show at all, and I laughed so hard because I'm like, it's now an official second title for Bigfoot.
We took it
It's
from-
official.
I don't. There's no way that like as soon as you read the Russian version of fucking Sasquatch, El Nasty pops in your
No, it's
head.
No, it's
all
all nasty.
nasty. All nasty.
I know, but what does that sound like to you?
El nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
Like, come on, there's no way that we're the fucking. We coined that.
Braden,
No way.
The way Braden phrased it, or the way they seem to have said it, is that they said that some people call it El Nasty, so it's like they gotta be.
Someone's calling it. Us.
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah, I think that some
Alright.
people might be us.
All right, we got someone on the line here. Let's bring him on. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey, this is Peyton. How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Good. I'm actually from Canton, New York.
Kent, New York.
Real
Right
close
on.
to you guys. Yeah.
Well, real close to
But,
the border, but
so-
we're pretty
Yeah,
far.
yeah,
close
the
to
border,
Canada.
Yeah.
I guess.
Cement.
Yeah, we get you. We get you.
All right. All right, boys. I got a pretty relatively recent ghost paranormal activation.
Oh shit! Wish my soundboard was working.
All right, boys.
Nightmare.
So, as much as it sucks to say, I had a coworker recently kill themselves.
Sucks.
And yeah, real kind of sucked. But so that was about I would say like a month ago, and ever since then, stuff around the shop. I work in a metal shop, and stuff has just been like I don't know, weird. There's been like a heavy presence on the shop the past couple of days, like past month.
He's coming
And,
to work still?
So
He's trapped.
Showing up for
Yeah,
a shift
yeah.
in the afterlife?
of course I do. I need money. I need money. I need money for beer.
Bucks.
So you got a heavy presence in the shop.
Yeah, and so basically, I was standing at my gantry one day, and I thought I saw like a brightly colored shirt walk around the corner of the shop to one of our mills, one of our manual mills. And 5 minutes later, I'm like, I haven't heard the manual mill turn on, and I haven't seen anybody walk out from there yet. So I go to peek, no one's back there. I'm like, oh, that's kind of creepy, Go to tell one of my coworkers, Steve, and it takes me about 2 minutes to walk the length of the shop. And I go to Steve, and I'm like, hey, told him what happened, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Go to walk back towards my drill, my gantry, and the radio got turned on. And the time it took me to walk to Steve and get back to my gantry, my radio got turned on. And I wasn't listening to the radio, I was actually listening to you guys. So that happens.
Oh, did the Monster Mash come on or something spooky?
No, it was just a regular radio station. Just I don't even remember. Some country station, I think. Whatever was left on.
Ooh, that's horrifying.
That's terrifying.
All right. All right. That happened. Okay. The next day, I'm outside smoking a cigarette. Come back inside, shut the door behind me. There are these big, like, metal doors that make a pretty distinctive sound when they close.
Right.
Door closes, and then immediately after the door closes, I take like 2-3 steps, and then I hear just a knock, 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 like 3 little taps, and I was like, what the? Turn around and go to open the door. I'm like, oh, someone might have some packages for us, because I also do some shipping and receiving stuff. And so I was like, all right, open the door. Nobody's out there. No one. So I'm like, all right, it's fucking weird. And then I go back to my desk, because I was like, you know what, I'm done at the shop today. I'm going to go sit at my desk, do some programs. And there's a pack of, what are they called? Corn nuts. Sitting on my desk. Ranch-flavored corn nuts, which just so happened to be her favorite flavor of corn nuts. And no one in the building brought them to my desk. I asked almost everyone.
Are they your favorite corn nuts? They also your.
No, I don't like corn nuts. They make your breath stink.
I like corn nuts. Not an original flavor.
By the way, Andrew, sorry that I said you couldn't read. You can read, I promise.
I mean, it's
Professional.
Maybe. That's why you have Braden do all the reading.
Yeah,
can't read
you
either.
can't be an alien theorist and not be accused of not being able to read at least once.
This is true.
Should happen. The beer flows.
You know what? Braden they read better the more drinks they get in them.
It's true.
I don't know. How much did you have to drink on that Green Man story?
But yeah, no, I say. Oh, and then by the way, my mom was the one that found her.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Did she do it at the show?
Yeah. No, at her apartment. At her apartment.
Oh, okay. She didn't show up for work, so
Yeah,
she
whole
had a
thing.
type deal? Yeah, that sucks.
No, because it was really fucked up. Our boss told us, like, right at the beginning of the day. I was like, how are you going to ruin everyone's day like that? At least let us work today and then tell us, like, maybe a minute before we leave, ruin the rest of our day.
At least tell you and let you go
She
home.
gets to go home?
Yeah.
No, he let us go home. He's a good guy.
Oh, okay. I was like, Jesus.
Well, that's good. Yeah, let you go home.
She did one last thing for me. Fucking gangster.
What's that?
Maybe some coordinates.
Hey, boys, do me a favor. Throw on back for Crystal tonight.
For Crystal.
Will do, man.
Well, cheers one for Crystal for sure.
Oh, yeah, boys.
All right, boys. Well, I'm clogging up the lines here. I'll head on out. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Hey, appreciate the call.
Yep. Have a good one, boys. Yep.
Cheers.
Okay, man.
Cheers.
Cheers to Crystal. It always sucks when a friend takes a life
Yeah, it's awful.
too soon. All right, we're going to take one more call for the night. We're going to end this one. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Am I
You're,
get Cosmic Channels? Am I on?
you're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Patsy, or Culprit from Instagram. That's my name.
Hell
From
yeah.
San Diego.
From San Diego. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. The reason that I called is because I have like a video that I wanted I wanted to see what exactly it was. I saw some weird lights in the sky here in San Diego while I was at the South Bay Drive-In. This was like on May 22nd. And here, I'm going to send it to you guys on Instagram right now. Because I have no idea what it was. It was like the weirdest thing ever.
Instagram.
Yeah, you sent it. So it was just a bunch of lights like coming and going. It was like at least it was happening for at least like 10 minutes. And I don't know, if you look at it, it was like coming and going, and it was the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, I'm going to try and play it on the show here in 1 second. Okay, so we just got an Instagram. I see it here. So you got a video?
Yeah, the video, I mean, looking at the pictures you sent, my initial jump would be, well, the pictures look like Starlink satellites. The video, I'm not sure, I can't quite get
They're moving pretty slow across the sky.
yeah, it's pretty slow.
Usually that's characteristic of a satellite of some type.
One,
Might
two-
not be Starlink.
1, 2,
there are
3 in a
other
row,
satellites
yeah.
that travel in
But the thing
sequence.
is, they were entering from the left side and slowly disappearing, and then coming back. Like, it was coming from the left side, then disappearing on your right side, and then coming back through your left side. So that kept going on and on.
Well, I mean, just because we've looked at so many of these, what I wonder if what was giving that impression of them disappearing to the right is that it looks like the sun's going down. So part of me, and this is, I don't know what they are for sure. I try to think of any kind of explanation before we can be like, hey, this is unequivocal proof of UFOs we're seeing. But I wonder if it's as the satellites, because they're so high in the air, we're seeing them catch the sun's reflection remaining, and then as they go further, they disappear because they can no longer get the last bit of sunlight. That's what I'm thinking, and I only think that because I've seen so many friggin' videos of Starlink satellites in a row like that. That's why I want to lean towards that. I'm not saying that that's 100% what it is at all, but I mean, if you put a gun to my head and said, "What is that?" My guess would be Starlink satellites. 0 to gimbal, I'm going a 1. It's just Starlink satellite.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's
I don't know.
4 in a row, all similar size. You really get a good visual. So unidentified, but I would lean towards a satellite array of some kind.
Didn't we meet you at AlienCon? like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But way back in the good old days when you could go to fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know, like, to the next one.
Yeah, hopefully
sure.
this next year, 2022 is going to be a great year.
Well, let me know, and we'll do some karaoke.
Oh
Get
yeah,
some beer.
you know it.
Alien Con Bahama Cruise. Let's go.
Awesome. Hey, well, thanks for the call. Thanks for the video. Hey, at least you had the state of mind to get some photos, take a video. Always helps.
And it's not a bad video at all.
No,
It's not all
it's great.
shaky.
And black. But I'm glad we solved it. Thank you so much.
All right, well, talk to you soon. Bye. All right, another great episode of Cosmic Channels.
again, gotta bring out the S2000 to get it to 100. This thing just walks to it. It's unreal. I'm gonna park the car inside today. Drive the View to work tomorrow.